How's it going, everybody? This is Dominic Minchella. I am the Kansas City Chiefs beat writer on SI and the host of the Kansas City Chiefs Insider Podcast. Thank you guys so much for stopping in today. Today, we're going to be talking about a hot topic that has gone out throughout offseason practices, pro free agency, the NFL draft, and that is whether or not the Kansas City Chiefs are still contenders. Short answer, yes. But here's why. Don't click off yet. uh, Short answer is yes, but there's reasons as to why they are. I'm not just saying it for bias. I am looking at the construction of at least the division, which they are looking to claim for the 10th consecutive season. And taking that into consideration, it's hard not to bank on the Chiefs right now. I've seen a lot where people are saying that the Super Bowl window or the championship window has completely closed after the 2024 season. And I just don't think it's true. And let's start off with that. The Chiefs have been the AFC champions for the last 3 seasons. They had not had a lot of turnover at their core, right? Head coach Andy Reid is still there leading the charge. You got Patrick Mahomes, arguably the best quarterback in the National Football League. While you have an aging Travis Kelce, he's still Travis Kelce. He's going to be able to go out there and give you what you need. You've got a strong defense led by a strongly considered almost Hall of Fame career for Steve Spagnuolo. He's probably going to get in. You have a revamped offensive line in the additions of Josh Simmons, as well as Tremaine Akram, Jalen Moore, Creed Humphrey still on that line. There is all the more reason to put your eggs into the Kansas City Chiefs basket rather than investing in a different team. I understand that three teams from the AFC West made the playoffs last season. They were well above their 500. They had a winning record, and that's great. It's hard to say that with the construct of this roster compared to that of the Chargers or the Broncos or the Raiders is not as thick as it runs deep as Kansas City. For a team that was picking near the bottom of the NFL draft, I've heard so many people say that Kansas City walked out with the best draft class. Let me just flash that up on the bottom right there for you. As you can see, Josh Simmons, Omar Norman-Lott, Ashton Gelati, Noel Williams, Jalen Royals, Jeffrey Bassa, and Brashard Smith. It is a slew of players that are coming in to the scheme. And while even their late round picks, they have the progression and the high expectations now that they're coming into a winning culture that they've established themselves early. They're going into OTAs, mandatory minicamp, rookie minicamp. They're learning the game of football more than just the game. They're learning behind the scenes, how to conduct yourself on the field, how to conduct yourself off the field. I think that is the winning mentality that happens behind the scenes that gets translated very well onto the field, which leads to their success. There's been a lot of teams throughout all sports, not just the NFL, where they just, scream that they have superstars and the superstars carry. The Chiefs have superstars, but their quote unquote average players are well above average. The defensive guys might not get as much recognition as a guy compared to Patrick Mahomes or whoever he's throwing the ball to because people love the offense. I think that it'll be easy to tell early on into the season as they take on the Chargers in Sao Paulo, followed by the Philadelphia Eagles, and then so on. Those games are going to be competitive. Those are both teams that made the playoffs. If you competitive against the teams that made the playoffs last season, and you beat the teams that you're supposed to beat, that's a championship winning caliber team. I just find it foolish that if people say, the Philadelphia Eagles, they blew them out. They tore them down. They got through the offensive line. They knew every trick in the book to take down the Chiefs. And yes, they did. It was the epitome of a beatdown. But even the best teams have days like that. While it's unfortunate that it happened on the grandest stage that the NFL has to offer, it's still a lesson to bounce back from, and it's been motivation for these guys throughout offseason. Not even for the guys who have showed up to OTAs. I'm talking about physically. They've been in the gym. There's a lot of social media posts going around. A lot of guys who were injured. Jared Wiley, he's starting to recover pretty well. You got Rashee Rice, who's coming back. Those guys, I understand that Rashee Rice has more of his name kind of holds more just because we've seen what he's done. But him coming back to the roster is going to do eons of multitude of good things for this roster. A lot of people are thinking that Rashee Rice might come back. His revenge season is going to be insane should he stay healthy and get a full season. I'm very excited for the Chiefs going forward, but I can't sit back and bite my tongue and say that people are thinking that the Super Bowl window is closed. It's not. If you want to be the man, there's a nice saying. If you want to be the man, you got to beat the man. And we haven't seen any team beat the man in the AFC for the past 3 seasons. I'll believe it when I see it. I think that, like I've said, they're accustomed to winning. They know what it is. It's almost the expectation now. And not that that's put pressure on themselves, but it is used for the extra boost. It's like, oh, I have this pressure that's put on my shoulders. And while I'm not being told about it, you can feel that it's there. Holding championships and winning championships are very difficult throughout all sports. It's one of the most difficult things to do in football, and stay on the top of the mountain. While they've won 2 straight prior to this last season, I understand the Philadelphia Eagles are on the top of the mountain, but the Chiefs did not fall with the avalanche. They might have trickled down, but until there's hard proof evidence that at least the people in the division and the AFC West have a better roster, they're playing better, they're better makeup, better coaches. Until I see that, I can't say confident. I can say confidently that the Chiefs are still contenders, and they will be until proven otherwise. I am always rooting for these guys to stay healthy. I think that even if everyone stays healthy, or should they lose a few pieces to the puzzle due to injury, illness, they're still a very dangerous team that you can't take lightly. I think people are going to say, or maybe fan bases around, they're going to say, oh, the Chiefs lost the Super Bowl. Their dynasty's over. Their trajectory is up and they're coming back down. They're going to make the playoffs, but they're not going to get past the first round. I just can't buy it until I see it. And that's just I don't want to see a recency bias, but it's just true. It's just a fact. I cannot put my eggs in a different basket until I see someone beat the man. That being said, guys, check out the ticker down below. You can follow me over on X at Dom Minchella. I post and repost every single day. You're not going to want to miss it. You can also follow us at KC Chiefs on SI. We post every single day as we continuously cover the 2025 offseason together. We're getting closer to mandatory minicamp, and I am excited to cover that for you and give you guys some of the inside details. Stay tuned for that. Chiefs Kingdom, I will see you next time. Be kind to one another, and I'll see you.